Okay, so now that we have discussed body alignment and visualizing all the different structures of the body, um, and achieving that nice centered posture that we talked about, I wanted to ask you some questions about how this performance has differed from your previous ones. So, how did it physically feel to perform?
The first time was very tense. Felt disconnected from my body. The second time, when I was breathing the way that you told me and aligned my shoulders over my hips, and I did some breathing and I felt much more relaxed, and the music felt more connected to my body.
Okay, so I also wanted to ask you if you knew about like the four different senses and how that relates to music making. So, like the like hearing, and so like the four of them are like,
Do I know how they are?
yeah, or just like, do you know like what the four senses are and how that might relate to making music?
Hearing relates to music because you're creating a beautiful sound, but I think that probably you're using your other senses to help you make a beautiful sound. Like I'm touching the piano and I can feel the keys, and that helps me to create power or strength in the music. And I think your other senses, like if you smell something beautiful, affects the way that you feel and probably affects the music that you create.
Yeah, so the four of them that I detailed were like you said, the touch. So touching the keys and having like, that touch, that memory of how it feels. And also kinesthesia, which is your body's movement. So I wanted to ask you if you felt like all four of the senses, so hearing, touch, sight, and kinesthesia, were fully engaged when you were performing.
Well, yes, I overlooked sight, but it was definitely engaged because I'm a baby pianist and I need to stare at the keys. So, but yes, I was using my sight, but that might affect what you're producing the same way your sense of smell, like what you're seeing or smelling or feeling creates a mood, and that affects probably how you're touching the piano and your emotion comes through the music that way, I
Yeah.
imagine.
So, so what I'm hearing is like you felt like all four senses were engaged, and it was kind of like a whole body experience.
Yes.
And then I'm asked now, the next question is, do you think that there was any like tension or performance anxiety that you felt while you were performing this time, or do you think that you kind of resolved that from the first previous performance you had?
Um, I resolved that by sitting in a comfortable aligned position and breathing. And my first performance, I had less times to practice. The last time I performed was when I was 3. So I was very tense for my first performance, but then I was breathing and sitting with my alignment and getting my body into more of a relaxed state, which I think helps you perform anything.
Okay, thank you for your for letting
Okay.
me.
Thank you for teaching me Twinkle Twinkle.
You're welcome. Okay.